Never would I thought that I would be saying competitive and heretics in the same sentence, at least without the new heretic link monster that would be coming within the next couple of months. This deck is really good already, and I would say that it's pretty competitive just by the sheer reason that you can still make Crystal Wing, this time with the Proxy Dragon, a Decode Talker, and have hand traps in your hand to disrupt the opponent. It definitely can punish the opponent for allowing you to go first and make some pretty heavy boards. I'm TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, you can tribute summon for that notification bell because we just too strong. Without further ado, I present to you a Heretic Link deck profile for the TCG that just so happens to be competitive. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, starting off with the monsters, it's going to be 3 copies of Heretic Dragon Tefnuit. This card is the star of the deck. When your opponent controls a monster and you don't, you can special summon this card to your side of the field. So it's really important when you actually have to go second. You use your hand traps to stall out your opponent, and then you can summon this Tefnuit and then start tributing it off with your other Heretic monsters if worst case scenario. Next is 3 copies of Heretic Dragon Su, the next most important Heretic monster of the Heretic deck. You contribute a Heretic monster to special summon this card to your side of the field. Also, you contribute another Heretic monster from your field or hand to destroy a spell or trap card. So it's really good for spell and trap card disruption, and also triggers a lot of Heretic monsters effects. Keep in mind, when the Heretic monsters are tributed, you can spell summon 1 normal dragon monster to your side of the field. So we have a pretty spicy dragon that's pretty basic in the Heretic deck, but it adds a lot more tech in this particular build. 1 copy of Heretic Dragon Nephthit. This is really for consistency. I don't like that it's a level 5 Heretic. I wish there were more level 6s because the ritual monster that we are playing is level 6, but still, nonetheless, it's a pretty good card, allowing itself to special summon itself by tributing a Heretic monster. It also destroys monsters, so I guess it's not that bad at worst case scenario, right? 3 copies of Manju of 10,000 Hands. It is once rumored that all 10,000 of these hands were used to search every ritual monster in the game. Okay, there's definitely not 10,000, maybe 10,000. I mean, maybe 5. I mean, 5 good ones. But Manju is really good. When it's summoned, you get to search that next piece that you need. That is a ritual card from your deck to your hand. 3 copies of Armageddon Knight. It might be Armageddon or the Doomsday for the opponent once they see this card coming. See, you get what I did there? When it's summoned, you get to send 1 dark monster from your deck to your graveyard. There's 1 dark monster in particular that we want to send, and that's probably the reason why we summon Armageddon Knight. These 6 monsters are only normal summons of the deck. 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. This deck is almost unfazed by running hand traps. Really good at them. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring allows you to disrupt your opponent by preventing them from searching cards or special summoning from their deck. Next is 3 copies of Cypher and Gear Gamble. We play quite a bit of spell cards that need to be activated in order to gain a search. Our opponent probably wants to Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring us, so we have that gamma to go along with letting us do what we gotta do. Next is the Cypher Driver, kind of mandatory when you play the gammas. Normally when you summon both of these monsters to your side of the field, you're just gonna use them for a link play. We don't have the room for Omega. 2 copies of Labradorite Dragon. This is the monster of the hour. This card you want to summon with your Heretic card effects. It is a level 6 normal dragon tuner, so it has a lot, and when I mean a lot of great things going for it, it has a lot of great things, and we'll talk about it a little later. 2 copies of Level Eater. Now this card has been running rampant in every single one of my deck profiles, and I promise guys, no more Level Eater deck profiles, especially for you Europeans that don't have access to Linkuriboh, or at least for a little bit. What Level Eater does, it basically can eat off the levels of your Labradorite Dragon, your Heretic monsters to special summon itself, which provides free link fodder, and that's exactly what every deck needs right about now. I actually made a video about high level decks being really competitive because of Level Eater, and this is the reason why. Decks that can summon those monsters with ease have free access to links. 2 copies of Saphira, Queen of Dragons. This card is pretty decent. When it's summoned, you get to draw 2 cards and discard a card in your face. Who doesn't like drawing cards? But more importantly, it's a ritual monster to tribute off our Heretics to gain their effects. And then lastly is the most important ritual monster, but you only need 1 one copy of Paladin of Dark Dragon. This card is really good because it allows you to tribute itself to get special summon Red Eyes Darkness Metal to your side of the field, and then of course the Red Eyes Darkness Metal to special summon to your side of the field. That's going to sum up the monsters at what I believe is 28. Quite a bit of monsters, but it's a monster heavy deck. Loves to ritual summon and summon huge monsters to your side of the field and just basically swarm the opponent with so many awesome effects. Let's get you guys right into the spells. And then on top of that, 6 of the monsters aren't really monsters, they're hand traps, so like you can kind of say they're traps even though they're monsters. Why are traps so bad now? Now to the spells, we run 3 copies of Hieratic Seal of Convocation. This card's really important. Searching a Hieratic monster from your deck to your hand, it essentially becomes our 10th Hieratic monster, seeing that we play 7 in the main board that are monsters, and then 3 ways to search them. 3 copies of Pre-Preparation of Rites. Already off the bat, these are 6 cards that the opponent wants to Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, which definitely gives us a lot of credit to play cards like Ash Blossom. What this card does is that it allows us to search our ritual monsters. Excuse me, I'll bit my cheek on that one. It allows us to search our ritual monsters from our deck to our hand. 2 copies of Pot of Desire, just another card that they will love to Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I want them to attempt to Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring these cards when we have Gamma in our hand, because we're going to punish them so bad. Basically, banish 10 to draw 2, and it won't really mean anything for you, especially if you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the correct way, sending your appropriate monsters to the graveyard beforehand, or if you even have to take the risk, you run multiples for that exact reason. 2 copies of Hymn of Light. This is used to summon the Saphira to our side of the field. And then the Dark Dragon Ritual, which is used to summon our Paladin of Dark Dragons to our side of the field. Lastly, we run, of course, 1 reinforcement of the army for the Armageddon Knight, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Raigeki for board clearance. I felt that this deck had a lot of problems with Baguska Decode Talkers, so yeah, we got this thing going on. That Raigeki's really good at getting rid of that. That's it for the spells. I think that puts us at a total of 42 cards for the main deck. For the extra deck, we have some really awesome cards. I'm just going to start off with 2 copies of Ultimaya Tzolkin. Now, normally builds only ran 1. This time around I run 2 because normally a part of the Ultimaya Tzolkin combo is you get rid of the Ultimaya Tzolkin to make the Proxy Dragon to further protect your Crystal Winger. You know, it's not necessarily needed. You're going to get rid of it for a link play. Very easy to do within this format, and making a second one isn't that hard. 1 copy of Crystal Wing, special summon by Ultimaya Tzolkin. Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, special summon by the Tzolkin. Bill's Void Ogre. All of these cards are special summoned by the Ultimaya Tzolkin, which gives you specific effects. Scarlight being able to destroy monsters, Bill's being really good against a lot of great decks, Void Ogre being able to negate spell and trap cards. And then here's the spicy tech that I've been running for quite some time. It's Underground Arachnid. This card requires 1 insect monster and 1 dark monster? 1 Dark Tuner and 1 Insect type monster, my apologies. And it just so happens that Level Eater is a, Insect type monster, and the Labradorite Dragon is a Dark Tuner. Basically, you get to eat up one of your opponent's monsters, use it in this equipped spell card before you get rid of this card. It's really good. It's really saucy. I love this card. I actually had a deck based on just this card, but unfortunately I think that Lynx kind of took that away, and it's not that bad by, just as a tech inside of this deck. 1 copy of Stardust Charge Warrior, another awesome card for drawing cards. Coral Dragon, because you can make Coral Dragon then charge Stardust Charge Warrior for a draw 2. That's gonna sum up the synchros. Decode. One more thing I want to talk about is that both of these, this monster's a tuner, so all you have to do is summon a Heretic monster to make the Ultimaya Tzolkin again. These 2 monsters are level 6 non-tuner monsters, so all you have to do is summon a Labradorite Dragon, and then you can make another Ultimaya Tzolkin. Decode Talker, you're only going to need 1. It's going to allow you to get into your extra deck monsters. Proxy Dragons ×2. Very important card because, it helps you get into your combos, and it protects your monsters. The Linkuriboh, I am sorry, Europe. I apologize, but Linkuriboh is kind of important. You could probably, I think you can get away with Link Spider in here instead of using the, nope, you need Linkuriboh. I'm sorry, guys. 1 King Dragon Djinn and 1 Baguska. A card that I really wanted to talk about is Hieratic King Dragon Autumn. I actually was running this card, special summoning Red Eyes, but then I realized I can use the pre-preparation, and it's a lot better for the deck. because I kind of need those monsters to make Ultimaya Tzolkin. Nonetheless, it's a really good consideration for you players. I bet you guys are wondering, why didn't I mention anything about the budget options? We're going to mention it right now before we get into the side deck. So we're obviously going to say Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring and Cypher Gamma or out of your price range. They're pretty expensive cards. What you could do is substitute the 3 Ash Blossoms for 3 copies of Ghost Ogre, and then for the Gammas, 2 Mathematician, 1 Hieratic, Nephthit, and a Blackwing Gofu. Now, these cards aren't necessarily going to be substitutes. They're not going to replace your original cards, but at the same time, really no card kind of replaces them, and this will make your deck a little more consistent. That is it for that, and now we get on to the side deck. For the side deck, we run 3 copies of Psyframe Gear Epsilon. Epsilon is really good against Trip's card. They activate the reincarnation, you summon your Epsilon, you negate the reincarnation, and now you can get going. 3 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, really good for monster destruction. 3 copies of Twin Twisters, also a really good card for back row disruption. Some decks like to side in all this back row, and you just like the Twin Twister, right? 3 copies of Evenly Matched, allowing you to evenly match your opponent. I mean, I'm telling you, Hieratics are an Egyptian-based deck, and this deck likes to keep it even because that's the scale. All right, maybe I'm reaching. Next is 3 copies of Mind Crush for the evenly matched opponents. Now that we're done with the side deck, we're gonna talk about the basic combo. Okay, so this combo tutorial, you're gonna need a couple of cards in your hand. It's actually a 3.5 card combo because the 4th card that you need doesn't matter. It just has to be a spell and trap card for you to be able to set. It's gonna require Armageddonite, pre-preparation of Rites, and any Hieratic monster. What you want to do is when you start off is activate pre-preparation of Rites. If you have the Cypher and Gamma in your hand and your opponent Ash Blossoms you, get ready to laugh because you're going to wreck your opponent. So this pre-preparation of Rites is going to allow you to add Dark Dragon Ritual and Paladin of Dark Dragon from your deck to your hand. Go ahead and activate Paladin of Dark Dragon, tributing your Tefnuit to special summon Paladin of Dark Dragon effect, and it's going to trigger your Tefnuit's effect. What we're going to do, I actually want you in this zone. You want it directly under the zone you're not going to use, and you're going to summon the Labradorite Dragon. That one kind of doesn't matter. Next, you are going to normal summon the Armageddonite and use its effect to send the Level Eater. I hope you guys can see this board pretty clearly, but it's Labradorite Dragon, Paladin of Dark Dragon, and Armageddonite on the board right now. You're going to use the effect of Level Eater to eat the Labradorite Dragon to a level 5. And then I'm sorry for you Europeans, you're going to use the Level Eater to make Linkuriboh. Now I'm going to move all of this down, just hopefully that you guys can see that. I really do hope. What's going on right now. So basically I have a Linkuriboh, a Labradorite Dragon, and an Armageddonite on my side of the field. It's going to be pretty nasty what we're going to do. As you guys can see, the Labradorite Dragon is level 5. It doesn't really matter. You're going to use the effect of Paladin of Dark Dragon, tributing it for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and then use the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon to special summon the Tefnuit to your side of the field. Now I'm going to special summon it to the furthest column. I really don't think it matters at this point in time, to be real with you guys. I'm going to use Level Eater's effect again. So this is under this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I'm going to use Level Eater's effect again. Actually, I'm going to put it right under here. I'm going to use Level Eater's effect again to eat the Tefnuit. And now I have 2 level 5, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner monster on my side of the field. I'm going to use both the Hieratic Dragon and the Labradorite Dragon to make the Ultimaya Tzolkin. And then I'm going to use the Level Eater, Linkuriboh, and Armageddonite all together to make the Decode Talker. So now I have a zone unoccupied by the Ultimaya Tzolkin. I'm sorry, I have 2 zones unoccupied by the Ultimaya Tzolkin. Now you are going to use the effect of Level Eater. If I'm correct, you can eat Ultimaya Tzolkin. It doesn't really matter because you can eat the Red Eyes Darkness Metal to summon the Level Eater to your side of the field. You're going to set the card. I'm just going to eat the Ultimaya Tzolkin if it's possible. You're going to set the card and special summon Crystal Wing to your side of the field in this column right here. It's going to be pretty important you summon it to that column. You are going to use the Level Eater and the Ultimaya Tzolkin to make Proxy Dragon. And now you're going to use the Level Eater again to summon itself, pointing to the proxy dragon. That way, I'm going to move all of that actually over here. I actually had to take off my face, didn't I? I know I had to take off my face to show you this combo. It kind of sucks. I know you guys want to see my face. That will wind you up with a Deco Talker, Proxy Dragon, Red Eyes Darkness Battle, Level Eater, and Crystal Wing to my side of the field. Provided that you had other combo extenders, there's definitely a way you can continuously extend this combo and make even more cards. This deck is pretty deadly when it comes to links. Now seeing that I can make a level 12 monster to my side of the field, I can make Red Eyes Darkness Battle, which is respectively level 10, and a Crystal Wing. Unfortunately, I didn't think that the versatility of the deck should be compromised to one play. It would ruin the deck's recovery. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the TheCaliEffect. If you guys want to support the #1 Yu-Gi tuber in the world, go ahead and check out my Patreon. I have some awesome rewards for you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, stay too strong.